The most dangerous animals in the world. There are several species on our planet that are potentially very dangerous for humans and for different reasons. From jellyfish to mosquitoes, from the hippopotamus to the white shark, passing through the most venomous snakes in the world. Let's find out which are some of the most dangerous animals for humans. What are the most dangerous animals in the world? The answer to this question may surprise you, because despite our perceptions, real numbers tell us slightly different stories. In fact, the danger is not always linked to the size, behavior, or number of teeth, but very often depends on the probability with which we can come across these animals or the diseases they can transmit to us. Let's find out which are some of the potentially most dangerous animals on the planet. The white shark. Among the more than 500 known species of sharks, the most feared of all is undoubtedly the great white shark, Carcharodon carcharias. It is the largest predatory fish in the oceans, and females can exceed 6 meters in length. It practically lives in the seas of the whole world, and is a ruthless hunter who feeds on fish, cetaceans, and other marine mammals. Its fame as a maneater can certainly be traced back to the great cinematic success of Steven Spielberg's film Jaws, which forever changed the perception we have of these large and fascinating animals. However, its reputation is completely unfounded, although no one would ever want to come face to face with its snout with huge serrated teeth. Attacks on humans by sharks, not just the white one, are a very rare eventuality, since we are not part of their diet in any way. Every year there are very few shark attacks worldwide, about 80, and less than 10 or so are fatal. They should be much more afraid than us. Sharks are in fact among the most threatened species on the planet, especially due to overfishing, both legal and otherwise. The crocodiles. Different species of crocodiles share the habitat with numerous human populations, especially in very poor or politically unstable countries and areas. Conflicts and accidents are therefore difficult to avoid and quite numerous. Two species in particular are the protagonists of the most lethal and dangerous attacks: the Nile crocodile, Crocodylus niloticus, and the marine crocodile, Crocodylus porosus. These two species are among the largest and most dangerous reptiles, responsible for about 1,000 deaths each year. Although it is difficult to make a precise estimate considering that most of the accidents occur in Africa, where they are not always recorded. Most of the victims are not eaten crocodiles, which means that they are almost always defensive attacks, as these animals are incredibly territorial, especially if there are young to defend. The lion. Even lions are certainly among the animals most feared by man. This exceptional social predator is very skilled in hunting large herbivores which it captures thanks to the numerical strength of the herd. Usually they do not attack humans, but in some exceptional cases it seems to happen. Being an opportunistic predator, and living in some areas in close contact with villages and shepherds, it can happen that it enters into conflict with man, or that weak, elderly, or sick individuals, not being able to hunt, seek easier prey such as man. There are many fascinating tales and legends associated with lions that prey on humans. The most famous is undoubtedly the story of the man-eaters of Tsavo. In 1898, as many as 28 railway workers were killed by a pair of male lions during the construction of a bridge in Kenya. The story was told by the hunter John Patterson, who, after several unsuccessful attempts, managed to kill the two hunters, who are now exhibited in the Chicago Natural History Museum. The distribution of the lion today has greatly reduced compared to the past and is limited to sub-Saharan Africa and a very small area of India. Komodo dragon. With its 3 meters in length and weighing about 80 kilos, the Komodo dragon or monitor lizard is the largest lizard on Earth and lives on very few islands in Indonesia. Thanks to its venomous bite, it manages to kill very large animals such as deer or buffalo, and it is not uncommon to see them hunt even in groups. The lizard-like appearance, long claws and large forked tongue certainly don't give a reassuring image to people's eyes. Attacks on people are quite rare, and are often more defensive than offensive, but there are several incidents that have occurred among both tourists and villagers. According to official data from the Komodo National Park between 1974 and 2012, 24 attacks directed at humans were reported, 5 of which were fatal. Unfortunately, the Komodo dragon is also not doing very well and has been listed in the vulnerable category by the IUCN. Poaching and habitat loss related to human activities are the factors that most threaten this species with extinction.
The blue-ringed octopus. Among the most feared and potentially lethal marine species, there is also a very small mollusk with spectacular colors, the blue-ringed octopus, Hopalochlena lunulata. This cephalopod lives in the tropical waters of the Indo-Pacific. It is just 10 centimeters long, arms included, but it is endowed with one of the most powerful poisons in the world. Its high toxicity is demonstrated by the beautiful and colorful blue rings that give the species its name. These aposematic signals are a real warning message like, "Hey, look, I'm poisonous. You'd better go away." To warn potential predators of its danger, these rings can even flash. A clear sign of the fact that, in reality, this small marine mollusk has no intention of attacking what it cannot eat and usually prefers to stay calm while it hunts small crustaceans. However, if particularly annoyed, its bite can release a very dangerous, potentially lethal tetrodotoxin, especially for children and particularly sensitive subjects. Fortunately, there are only known fatal cases to date, 2 in Australia and 1 in Singapore. The snakes. With snakes, things get even more complicated. Of the approximately 3,500 known species, 600 are poisonous and potentially lethal. Many of these live in close contact with human populations and represent a serious public health problem worldwide. An estimated 5.4 million people are bitten by snakes each year and 2.7 million are poisoned. The bites of venomous snakes can cause very different considerable damage depending on the species. From paralysis followed by the arrest of breathing, to coagulation disorders that can lead to hemorrhage, passing through kidney failure or tissue lesions that can cause permanent disability or amputation of limbs. Every year it is estimated that from 81,000 to 138,000 people lose their lives to venomous snakes and about 3 times of these suffer permanent damage or the amputation of a limb. The jellyfish. Even jellyfish, as well as being among the most fascinating and ancient animals in the world, can represent a serious danger to humans. The most poisonous species in the world are undoubtedly the very small and transparent box jellyfish, a group that includes about 50 species distributed mainly in the tropical Indo-Pacific regions. The stings caused by cnidocysts of the most poisonous species can kill a person of average size in a few tens of seconds. The stings cause pain that usually lasts 1 to 2 weeks, local redness, swelling or rash, but usually leave permanent damage and no deaths are known. Mosquitoes. But undoubtedly the most dangerous animals for humans, even if unintentionally, remain the mosquitoes. These small bloodsucking insects present in every corner of the globe, also because we have brought them around, cause hundreds of thousands of deaths every year, due to the numerous pathogens they can transmit with their bites. Dengue is the most common viral infection transmitted by tiger mosquitoes of the genus Aedes. More than 3.9 billion people in over 129 countries are at risk of contracting dengue, mostly in tropical or poorer countries around the world. It is estimated that every year there are about 96 million symptomatic cases and about 40,000 deaths. There are several other very dangerous viral diseases transmitted by these insects, such as chikungunya, Zika, yellow fever and West Nile fever. Malaria is an infection caused by a parasite transmitted by Anopheline mosquitoes. Unfortunately, even today, every year there are about 219 million cases worldwide, which turn into more than 400,000 deaths a year. Most deaths often occur in children under the age of 5. Almost all of these diseases affect the poorest countries of the world and could be countered with adequate health and prevention interventions. I hope you enjoyed this top 10. Comment and give us suggestions for next video.